Hello, folks. I'm David, and this is From the Hip podcast. As always, we are sponsored by the Covenant Studios, and we film in the beautiful Say What podcast studio. And I met this young lady 3 minutes ago, right? And
Yeah.
she's a local model. I will let her introduce herself and tell you all about herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Daisy Minx, and I'm from Dallas, Texas. And like he said, I'm a model, and I've been modeling for about 2 to 3 years now, so not very long, but yeah.
So how long have you been in Dallas?
I'm originally from Nigeria, and my family moved back in 2012. So I've been here 11 years. 12?
Your English is surprisingly good.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Do you? Mm-hmm. So how did it get so good?
Well, Nigerians speak English, so...
No, I didn't know that. As a native language?
Yeah, it's one of the official languages of the country, so everybody speaks English there, so...
So you grew up speaking English?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yes.
So you moved here when?
2012.
2012,
Mm-hmm.
so 13 years ago.
Yes, oh my God, it's been that long, 13 years.
So what brought y'all here?
Family, my dad lived here and wanted the family to be together, so...
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when did he come?
He had been in Texas since he was a teenager.
Okay.
Yeah, he came when he was 16, 17, I can't remember. Yeah, but he would come back regularly, met my mom, got married, had kids, and wanted the whole family to be together.
Well, that's cool. So you're all together now?
Yeah, we're all in Dallas, yeah. All my family's in Texas, except for the ones that's back home.
Do you live with them?
No, I live with my 2 roommates now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of Dallas are you in?
We are in Forney, Texas now, actually. It's a little bit in the countryside of Dallas.
Right.
Yeah, it's away from the city.
And on the other side of Lake Ray Hubbard?
Huh?
On the other side of Lake Ray Hubbard, over 30?
Maybe so. I'm not familiar. Lake Hubbard.
Lake Ray Hubbard? It's a big lake on the east side of downtown Dallas.
Really? Huh. Been here 13 years, didn't know that.
So maybe you're off of 80. Highway 80?
Are we? Does that sound right? She's laughing at me. Yeah. I
Okay.
don't. The directions are not my thing. That's her.
You're
She got us
directionally
here.
challenged.
Yeah. You could like 635, 80. I wouldn't know.
Okay. Well, my wife's the same way, so I can't give you too hard a time about that.
Okay.
So how long have you been modeling?
3 years now. I started, I'm 24 now. I started when I was 21, 22, so 2 to 3 years.
And what got you into it?
I really just wanted to try it. I've heard I should try modeling my whole life, and I never really gave it any thought. But I just thought, what do I have to lose? And I've always been interested in it, and so I thought, why not? I just went on ahead to do it, and here we are.
Somebody said you ought to be a model, and you said, why not?
Yeah. They would say it, and I'm like, I don't know. Well, last time I heard it, I'm like, you know what, you're right. I'm going to try to do it. So I auditioned for this agency and got signed with them, and got some photo shoots with them, got my portfolio done. So that was like my step into the modeling world. It was fashion and runway, but it was very hard. The fashion world, model world is very, very difficult to get into if you don't have like somebody already in the industry. It's a very competitive world. So I did that for a couple to 2 years, and then I heard about Glamour modeling.
Ah.
Yeah. And I got curious about that, and I did a lot of research, and I just saw that you got paid to do it. And because with fashion modeling, it's a lot of doing a lot of work for little to no pay.
Right.
Until you get like big enough to start getting paid, But I looked into it, glamour modeling, and there was a couple of photographers out here in Dallas that were there was their expertise. So I believe I created a website. What was it? Yeah, Model Mayhem. Yeah, that's where it started. I created a website on Model Mayhem and got a couple of photographers reached out to me, and yeah, that's where it all started.
So what did you think of your first fashion shoot?
I'm not gonna lie, it was really fun. I had a lot of fun, and I felt like I was like Naomi Campbell. It was for, it was a collaboration between an artist and a fashion designer. So the artist paintings went with the outfits that the models were wearing. It was very beautiful. But we didn't get paid for that either. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Well, unless you become one of the top fashion models in the state or country or world, you make little to no money.
Yeah.
As you've discovered.
Mm-hmm. The hard way.
Yeah, by doing it.
Yeah.
Well, in their defense, they got a lot of people that want to be a fashion model.
Yeah.
Who can do a good job and will do it for free just to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't pay, they don't have to pay them.
Yeah. There's always somebody else they can find. You're very expendable. I heard.
Unless you're working for a name brand designer or company, then, and you probably weren't, just for a local designer or a new designer. And so then you got into the glamour modeling.
Yes, I did. And that was a slow start as well because it was also kind of the same thing. Most of the photographers wanted to work TFP, which was just trade for print. So you get the picture, so do they. So you guys kind of work together on that. But it wasn't until I got my agent really that I started getting more paid gigs. I got maybe one or two before him. But he reached out to me through Model Mayhem, and he started this his own agency, and he's been reaching out to other models and wanted to see if I would like to be represented. And I thought it was a scam at first because there's a lot of scammers on that site. But the longer we kept talking, I realized that he was not a scam. But it was when we started talking on the phone, and he sent me like the documents over to sign me, and I looked it over and stuff like that, and I realized, okay, it was official. And I also got another person to look it over for me too, just in case. But I've been working with him for a couple months now, and
so that's fairly recent, signing with somebody.
Yeah, it's you hear a lot from in the glamour world that you don't want an agent because of course they take a cut of all your finances, but it also guarantees security. There's a lot of work that goes into what he does for me that I don't have to worry about because he does it. I recently just got an audition for Ebony magazine, and they required like a photo gallery, a comp card, a video reel, all that kind of stuff that I could never get on my own. I could do it, but it's very expensive, and I would have to research how to do that and find people to do it for me. But he's going to take care of all of that, and I just have to sit back and watch. So it's been a lot easier.
Is he a photographer also?
I'm sorry?
Is he a photographer also?
Yes, he's actually, one of the reasons why I wanted to work with him was he's a previous model. So he understands the model side. So he's been behind the camera, in front of the camera. He's been a photographer too, and yeah. So now he's trying to open up his own agency.
Now I've got a question. Because I know a lot of photographers.
Yeah.
Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. And it seems to me that white photographers tend to shoot white women. Black photographers tend to shoot black women. Asian photographers shoot Asian women.
Right.
And so is he black?
My agent?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Okay. have you shot with a lot of white photographers?
Actually, all of the people I've shot with have been white male photographers.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we had an excellent photographer here that I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Name was Chris. Had a beautiful portfolio. And he was busy all the time. But he had like one other ethnicity model in his port. And that was it. And I started watching, and it seemed like a lot of the black photographers shot only black models. White photographers shot only white models, like I said earlier.
Right.
And I can understand that to an extent. It's people you know, and that's who you do business with, people you know. But you need to have a varied portfolio.
Yeah.
From a photography side. And promote to everybody. And that's just my perspective.
I agree with that. Like a good photographer, you have to have variety and
Yes.
range. So, yeah.
Yeah, and variety is not only in the different sets or images you create, but it's also who you choose to be the model.
Right.
And I just think you're leaving out an untapped market, a big market,
Yeah.
if you don't market to everybody. Like as a photographer, I don't care what your ethnicity is. And unless, I don't like to shoot real tall models, but that's just because I'm old. I like to sit down. I don't like to stand on tiptoes to be eye level, and I'm tall. And so, and then there's some genres that I don't shoot. Newborns.
Oh. That's very specific.
Oh yeah, I won't shoot a newborn.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that are a lot better at shooting newborns than I would be. And that's because, this sounds terrible, you see photographers, normally women, they're doing a newborn shoot, and oh, he is so cute, how beautiful, look at that. They look like baby possums to me. And I can't sit there and lie to your face that, a little baby possum is so beautiful.
Why possums? They could be a baby anything.
They could be a baby anything, but to me they look like baby possums, all wrinkled up. And, when I tell people that, other photographers, they say, no, they're beautiful. No, they're not. Newborn babies are not beautiful. Not to me. And I prefer kids 10 and older. 10 to 85. I don't want any kids younger than that because they don't take direction.
Yeah.
And they make faces and everything else, and I want to slap them upside the head. That's what my mama would have done to me. So, anyway, I digress. So how often do you shoot?
Pretty often. April, I have like back-to-back photo shoots coming up, so yeah.
Well, that's good.
That's a good thing. We want to keep busy. Want to stay busy. Yeah.
Do you have another job?
I do. The modeling is not very stable, so yeah.
What do you do?
I work from home.
What do you do working from home?
It's for Medicaid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I work for a company called Censure, and I go over people's claims and stuff. It's a fairly new job, so I'm still training and stuff.
So you look over the claims?
Yeah, it's a lot of research. It looks like people put in their claims, and we make sure that they have all the information that they need. If not, we send it back. That kind of stuff. It's a little bit boring, but it's job security. There's always stuff for you to do every single day.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it an 8 to 5 job or?
Yeah, it's a 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. Well, 8 to 4. That's my shift.
Oh, 8 to 4 is your shift?
Yeah.
And you get to do it from home, though?
Yes. I like working remote. I've been working since I was 17, and I've done everything from like pizza places, burgers, to office jobs, warehouse jobs. I've done everything, and I don't like being on site. If I have to work, I'd rather be at home and do it. So.
Well, there is the travel time. And
yeah, the commute. Oh my God, that sucks. Especially in Dallas with the traffic. No.
Well, plus you have the. You probably want to look a little nicer if you're going to the office.
Right, I don't have to. I just get up, brush my teeth, and I'm ready for work. Yeah.
You don't have to spend a lot of time on your hair.
Yeah. Well, nobody's going to see me. Nobody's looking at me, so yeah.
Yeah, you wear your pajamas.
Definitely. I'm in work in my pajamas from morning to night. Yeah.
And be barefooted.
Well, my feet get cold, so I'm always in socks.
Oh.
A pair of socks, yeah.
So, tell me about your first photo shoot.
For fashion or glamour?
Both.
Okay. My first for fashion was for my agency. We were just getting my portfolio together, and it was a black and white photo shoot. It was, it was not that good. You could tell I was nervous. I didn't know how to pose, and I didn't know what to do with my hands, and my smile was very timid and stuff. But there's a couple of good shots in there. Yeah, it was fun though. But my first one for Glamour was for this photographer in New York. It was the very first time I ever went to New York. And it was more boudoir type of shots. Yeah, boudoir types of shots. And it was for, I believe, 2 nights in a day in New York. I went on a Monday and I was back by Wednesday or Thursday, something like that. But yeah, that was my first for Glamour. I got paid and got to have a fun vacation in New York. It was great. I was like, this is
cool.
Right. This is what glamour modeling is. I want to do it all the time.
Did he pay for the flight and everything?
Yes, everything was paid for. The flights, the hotel, the accommodations. How I ate in New York, he paid for everything.
Well, that's cool.
Yes, it was.
Have you done a lot of those?
No, that was my second Glamour shoot. That was that I got to keep the pictures. The very first one was in Tampa, Florida, but I had signed a model release. I don't get to keep the pictures of this one, so I can't even use them for anything. So I'm not really counting it. But that one was also paid for, the flights, accommodations, and everything. Yeah.
How did they find you?
Model Mayhem. I love that site. Yeah, when it's not, I'm not getting running with scammers, but yeah, Model Mayhem.
So, how many times have you been out of town for a shoot?
Just twice now. Florida and New York. Hopefully next week, Atlanta, Georgia. If I get this one for Ebony Magazine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And when you're not out of town, have you done a lot of shoots here locally?
Yes, I have. I just did one with a local Dallas photographer a couple weeks ago. And before that, it was just any Dallas local photographer that was for my fashion agency. But they had their own studio, so all I had to do was go to the studio, and it would be different photographers every time. Yeah.
Have you shot mostly in studio or outside?
Both. Yeah, because they Variety, the agency, so they would make sure we had different locations. It wasn't the same location for every shoot. Yeah.
So which do you prefer, inside or outside?
Well, outside, I have to deal with the outside elements. I get cold a lot. So if it's somewhere that's cold, it's harder for me to concentrate on my face because I'm just so cold. If it's hot, then it's fine. I'm going to be fine. But there's less chances for really good shots inside. I don't know. I feel like outside you get better shots, but
You think?
yeah. My favorite shots of me is when I'm outside. The inside shots are fine too, but my favorite's always been outside shots of me, I think. So,
Why were they your favorites?
well, that might be mostly because they're like bikini shots because, we're at the pool or something like that.
Oh,
so, yeah, maybe that's why.
Okay. Well, see, I don't shoot outside.
No?
No,
Ever?
ever.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm a control freak.
Yeah, you can't control the weather.
Or the sun, or the wind,
Or the people outside.
or the people outside, or the rain. There, it doesn't work for me.
I get
You know,
that.
if, in the studio, if I want an additional light from a different direction, I just turn it on. It's already there, ready to go. If I want a different background, I just push a button and roll it down. I can move my lights around. If I want it to be windy, I turn this big fan on. If I want rain, I've got a rain set. I just turn it on, step in the water, and it's warm.
Yeah.
So it makes it better on you. Just so many different reasons
Yeah.
for me. And I don't have to go anywhere. The model comes to me, I don't have to go meet her outside at some park and wag my stuff over there.
So this has been like all your career, just recently.
51 years. I have shot outside. I just don't do it if I have a choice. And I have a choice. So I don't do it.
Okay, I get that.
And we have two studios. One of them's dark and moody. One's light, bright, and airy.
Oh.
So it depends on what type of shots I want. I shoot in one or the other. Or do an hour in one and an hour in the other one. And, same equipment in both of them. And I only have to walk 30 feet to get to the next one,
Very high maintenance.
Do what?
I said you're very high maintenance for a photographer.
No, I'm just very set in my ways. Seriously, I mean, I can do anything. I can do more inside than you can do outside.
I don't know about that. I don't know. But you're the photographer. I'm just the model, so.
Yeah, I mean, I can make it rain. I can make the wind blow. I can set the temperature. I can set the lighting. Now, I don't have a swimming pool. But besides that, now I can get a background that has a pool in the background and set you on a lounge chair right in front of it, like you were out at a pool. I don't allow horses in the studio, so I can't put you on a horse. Have you shot on a horse?
No.
Shot with any animals?
No. Unless you count my roommate's cat. No.
Well, a cat's an animal, so yeah, that would count.
Okay.
But, I mean, we've had dogs, cats in the studio. I hate snakes, but we've had snakes in there for shoots. Had a motorcycle in there for a shoot. Yeah, so I can't get a car in there. But that's about it. So what's your favorite type of shoot?
So Glamour modeling has a lot of like sexy lingerie and what was it, boudoir? I'm saying it wrong before. Shoots. And I really like the lingerie shoots. I have a couple more of those coming up. So
Okay.
yeah, those were fun.
Do you do any fetish shoots at all?
No, actually, I haven't done any, but I feel like I'm gonna have to do some soon for my portfolio anyway.
I'm mostly thinking about rope work,
Oh,
shibari.
I was thinking leather, but that's probably fetish too.
Well,
Wow.
shibari rope work is probably more fetish than leather.
Is it?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, because you see people wearing leather pants out on the street, right?
Yeah. I was thinking like head to toe in leather
Oh,
and
okay.
with the whip and everything.
Oh, okay, you're thinking dominatrix.
Yeah, that's fetish, right?
Yeah, no, that's fetish. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, shibari is definitely fetish.
Well, that's no different than a dominatrix or a sub.
Yeah.
They're both fetish. I mean, there's some people that have a foot fetish.
Yeah, feet.
Yeah, and we all have them. You know, some of them may be better looking than others. But so, how about nude shoes?
Yeah, did some of those too in New York.
Okay, with the same guy that you was in New
Yeah.
York with. So you've done a lot of different genres.
Yes, as a model, you gotta have range. So,
So, and your preference, which one do you like the best of all that you've done? What genre?
I feel like it's bad because I'm a glamour model now, but there was something about the fashion photo shoots that was just so amazing. Like the haute couture, editorial, high fashion. It was just, you just feel like a star. I really
Okay.
love it. I like it because there's a lot that goes into it, like the background, even the music you listen to, the outfits, the makeup, everything. It's just glamorous. I love it. So,
Well, and I understand that. You're more in view for other people to see when you're walking the runway than you are in lingerie around a bed. There's not a crowd there.
depends on where you are.
Normally, well, I guess, yeah. Yeah, if you're out in the middle of the street. But normally,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of spectators around.
There's not a duration of crowds,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So you like the crowds.
I just like attention.
Well,
I guess.
most people do. And I'm going to say most models like attention
Yeah.
because it, shall I say, feeds the ego.
Yeah.
Would you agree or not?
I do agree. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm not saying there is. I was just surprised that, I shouldn't be surprised that fashion had the attraction because so many models start out in fashion.
Yeah.
So I guess all models like the runway and the attention.
There's something about being on the runway. It's just so great. It's amazing.
I like it's the crowd.
Baby, when you're actually on the runway, you can't even see because it's so bright and the music's so loud. So, I don't
But you know they're there.
You do know that they're there. Yeah, yeah. I just like the outfits and walking the runway and the cameras and the lights. It could be an empty runway. I don't care. I just want to be on it. But I've been in the one I did for it was called Fine Art Couture. That was the name of the art show. It was kind of a closed event, so there wasn't a lot of people there. It was mostly the artists and the fashion designers, people that they invited. So it wasn't a lot of people, but it was still great. It felt like a glamorous show.
Because you were,
Yeah. But the dress I had on was so pretty. I felt amazing. You couldn't tell me nothing that day. So.
that's funny. I did back in the day when I first got in photography, we did a lot of beauty pageants.
Yeah.
And the girls loved the beauty pageants because they had the attention on them. And then later, 15 years ago, I had a young model. Her name was V. And she was in the makeup industry where she was headed. Amazing model. Every time I saw her, she looked different. And she could go from a young schoolgirl with a puppy dog to a sensual, sexy woman in 20 minutes. And they did a shoot for the school that she was with, Tony and Guy Makeup Studio. And I came out and shot her in that. And it was a runway type setup. And it was cool. And they wore different outfits and everything else. But it was mostly about the makeup.
Yeah.
And this girl also went into hair, styling hair and everything. And I remember she was in a contest and asked me to shoot the hairstyles for that contest that she was doing. So I said, sure. And she brought 4 models, I believe it was, over to the studio. And we shot for 6 or 8 hours because she would do a hairstyle on one, and they'd come out, and I would shoot them while she was doing hair and makeup on the next one. And the most amazing thing I saw, because after the shoot that I did took 20 minutes because we were focused on the hair, and then I had an hour to kill while she was getting the next one ready. She had the girl in the makeup chair, and she was gathering just small strands of the hair. And she'd hold it out and heavily spray it with hairspray. And she'd wrap it around the balloon. And then she would get another strand, spray it, wrap it around the balloon. And when it was done, there was 2 big areas of hair on either side of the woman's face with a balloon inside. And then she popped the balloons and took them out, and the hair is still there, and you could see all through it.
Oh, wow.
It was wild.
That sounds beautiful. I wish I could see a picture of that.
I may have one on my phone. If I do, I'll show it to you. And she did another one that the whole hair looked like a starfish.
Wow.
Oh yeah, she did some really creative stuff.
Sounds cool.
It was a fun shoot. After it was over with, when I got to look back at it. But it just so different. Never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
And so how do people get hold of you if they want to shoot?
So my agent created this booking request form that is in all my social media, and anywhere that you can find me, it's linked there. So if you need to book a photo shoot with me or for anything, I'm also an actress. Should have mentioned that too. For any reason, you just click on that link and fill it out. We've been having trouble with it the first couple of times that people reach out to me on any other platform. They would either direct message me or text my phone number that I have listed on there. And it's like, if you're serious about working with me, just go follow the booking request. That's the rules. It's very simple. If you're not serious, then...
Well, where do we find the booking request?
It's on my Model Mayhem website. It's on my Instagram. It's on my Twitter. It's all on my social media. So
tell the audience what your Instagram is, and when you tell it, then spell it.
Okay.
And the same way on your Model Mayhem.
All right. My Model Mayhem is just my first and last name, Daisy Minx. My Instagram.
Spell your last name. And your
Minx is MYNX. And my Instagram is Daisy. Is it dash or underscore? Oh, crap. I think it's dash. You mind if I check real quick?
No, go ahead.
I had to make on my social media at the same time, so I kind of chose the same names with different variations. I can't really remember. Oh, I was way off. It's Daisy.Minx. That's my Instagram.
DAS.
DAISY.MYNX.
Okay.
Yeah. And my Twitter is Daisy Minx, but MYNXXX.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my Twitter. Yeah.
Well,
Or RX. I know. I still say Twitter. I know people call it X now, but it's the same.
well, I had a hard time, saying X instead of Twitter.
Yeah.
Because it is fairly new.
Yeah. I'm going to keep calling it Twitter forever. The X just sounds weird. I don't know.
So, anything else you'd like to tell the audience before we leave?
I actually have a movie coming out on Tubi, so keep an eye out for that.
What's the name of the movie?
Don't know yet. Everything is still under wraps. We haven't even started shooting yet, so. But it's coming out. Just stay tuned.
What's that about?
Can't tell you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all very hush hush.
What genre?
Drama, I guess.
No, what genre? Oh, drama?
Yeah. Romantic. There's a little bit of, romance in there.
So it's not a Western or a shoot 'em up?
No. It's a, what is he, artist? It's about a creative person trying to make it, basically.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have the lead role?
I have one of the lead roles.
One of them?
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Thank you.
So how long did that take to shoot?
I don't know. We're going to start shooting the end of April.
Oh, okay. So you haven't even started shooting yet.
Yeah. I had just auditioned the other week for my sides and got it, so.
So it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to come back after you've done it. And
Yeah, and update you guys and everything.
Yeah, and update us. Exactly.
I'd love to, yeah.
Daisy, it's really nice to meeting you.
Thank you. It was nice to be on this podcast. It was fun.
And folks, look for Debbie
Daisy.
Minx, right?
Yes, Minx. MYNX.
All right, look for her on all the socials. Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.